Uh-oh. Wait. Better. Wow, I'm so loud. What the heck? Am I loud? I can't tell. I'm kind of loud, aren't I? I feel like I'm loud. Am I loud? Hey, welcome. Hi. Oh, it's so quiet. I'm loud. Yeah, I'm loud. I'm loud. Let me turn myself down, probably. It's better. I'll turn myself down. I'll turn my own gain down. Not on my interface, but on OBS. There we go. Better. Hello. Oh. Hello. Welcome. Hello. How are you? So, couple new updates. Couple of new exciting things, as you can tell. I have a new background. I have a lot of new things. If you want to type exclamation new, Kami-sama. Alright, what's new? New chat! Look at this! Very cool. New chat. New chat look. Now we can see PFPs. And your name is in this very cool golden font. There you go. We have YouTube emote effects. So if you use YouTube, if you are a YouTube chatter, you will see that there are new YouTube emotes. Yeah. Yes, very cool. So there are new YouTube chat emote effects. And if you are on Twitch, everything's the same. So, you use Twitch emotes, they still fall from the sky. YouTube, they do different things actually. They pop up on screen, they spin around, they pop up like popcorn, they bounce, they do a lot of cool things. But yes. Yeah. They should at least. What other things? Yeah. That's on Twitch. Yes. You can't see those emotes. Not really well because they have a lighting effect on OBS. Or not OBS, on VTube Studio, but yeah, if you use emotes on either platform, they will show up on screen. What else is new? Oh yes, I've added a lot of new cool effects. I've updated my microphone. So, I've added them all to my phone. So my phone I've been using as a remote control for stream, which is very funny to me because if I have OBS open, I can actually remote control stream even if I'm not in front of my computer. So I could be at like work across the wherever. As long as I have my PC on and I have OBS open, I can freely control. I can start stream, I can change scenes, I can mute, I can unmute. You can't hear my mic because I literally will not be in front of my computer. But I can make it do funny things. I can make it do things. That's it. That's it. That's all it does. But I have some cool effects that I've added to both me and the background. So I can go through them all. I can be a conveyor belt. That's all this does. It's just rotation. So if you're ever like, hey Kyo, can you move? I'll be like, sure. Look at my background. Look at my background. Look at my back. I can be an astronaut. Look at my bubble. I moved it. So, there's this. And if you're ever like, well, who's that on screen? I don't know who that is. Privacy censor. And if you're ever concerned, Twitch mods show up and they say, hey, what's going on with your chest? Boom. No need to worry. I'm covered on both fronts. I'm covered on both fronts. Who's this? Other things that I have, I just have my chroma key filters, like I've always had. I just don't use them. But now that they're here, you know, now that they're here, I can use them more often because they're on my phone. And I can just click on them. Other effects that I have added are my backgrounds. So we have this. So this is perfect for Halloween. I can tell, ooh, ghost stories. Or, I will be playing World of Horror in October, and I have this pixel. We can pretend like we're in a horror manga. Isn't that cool? And then I can also combine it with this effect. So we have this cool shadow. And I can be pixelated. Ooh. This background. Or I like this. So, well, a lot of cool things that I've added. Also, this background, this moves around a lot. And I can create a little cool glitch effect. And it works in tandem with this. Like that. See? Little cool glitch effects in the background. Or like this in the fire. Ooh, and they all work together with each other with, you know, my FX. My mosaics. This. Isn't that cool? So, I have a lot of things that I've added. I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'm like, what happened to your head? Well, don't worry about it. But yes, some cool things. Just added effects. A lot of cool stuff. That's all. That's all I wanted to talk about. Bye, guys. I'm kidding. Ballin', yeah. Look, it's cool. So, that's pretty much it. That's all that's new. I added, this took me maybe about 2 hours to set up. To add everything to my, to like research how my chat box looked, to customize it, to add my shortcuts to my phone, because I'm using my phone as a stream deck right now because I don't have an actual stream deck. I've just been using my phone as a remote stream deck. It works. It's, you know, I only have 6 buttons, so everything's in just very compact folders, but we make do. We make do. Oh yes, I forgot. Other cool things. That is not just my live 2D effects, but my mic settings. So I have set up them on my phone too, so that if I ever want to play around with my vocal effects, I can do that. So right now I have a little bit of a reverb. That's on. I have my radio pilot effect. I have my telephone announcer effect.
I have this one.
And I have this one.
And those are the only ones that I have set up right now. That's it. I have a... Oh no, that was on Discord, so that's not on. I have a room echo filter, but that's not on right now. I'm using the Behringer, whatever, mic audio filter, because I figured out how to get VST3 effects on OBS. Before, people who don't know OBS, but default on OBS, you are using VST2 plugins. You cannot use VST3. VST3 is what a lot of DAWs use, DAWs, for vocal effects and all of that. So in order to use those, you have to get a separate plugin to include on your VST3. So my reverb, this one, is a VST3 plugin, and previously it can technically be used as a VST plugin, but it's really buggy. So I remember when I used to try to use it, it would create this really loud like ee sound, which isn't good. So I turned that off. I turned off that background. It's no longer like I had to turn it off because it wasn't working, but then I got the VST3 plugin and now I can use it, and this is what I sound like with my reverb on, which is kind of nice. Like, I don't know, it's like a nice little reverb for like karaoke and stuff. Makes the sound a little bit more full when you're doing, like, it makes you sound like you're on a stage. It sounds nice. So that's what I have. That's what I've added. My schedule's been kind of inconsistent recently because I've been back to school and I'm still trying to figure out my schedule. My schedule in general is just very busy, very chaotic. I have so many assignments due, and especially with this one course that I'm taking, it's very, very course heavy, so I'm just struggling. I'm like, oh, I come home and all I want to do is sleep. I'm like, I want to just pass out on the bed. But then I'm like, no, I can't do that. You know, I can't do that because, like, what else am I gonna do? Like, then I can't work on my assignments. So then I have to, like, I don't know. I have this experience where I just lie there and I take a nap and I wake up and it's like 12 and I'm like, it's too late to do anything. So then I just go to bed. So recently I've just been doing that. I come home, I have dinner, I pass out from like 8 to 12. I wake up and then I get ready for bed. And then I go to bed at like 1 or 2. I go to bed at 1 or 2, right? I go to bed at 1 or 2. And I'm getting a total, because I wake up at 7. I get a total of like 8 hours, but for some reason I still wake up and I feel dead. I wake up and I'm super tired. I'm like, why am I tired even though I've been getting 8 hours of sleep? So I look it up and they're like, oh, well, maybe you have, like, oh, do you have enough vitamin D? Is it like, you know, a thyroid issue or whatever kind of health issue? And I'm like, you know what? When's the last time I've actually been outside for a walk? When's the last time I've actually seen the sun? Other than like the 10 minutes I go like outside to like to go to my job. That I'm in that I like actually travel to work. That doesn't count because I'm in a vehicle. So realistically, where's my captions, by the way? There they are. So realistically, like, how often do I see the sun, technically? So I'm like, okay, you know what? That's true. That's true. I don't actually touch, I don't touch grass. Like, I don't go outside for my lunch. I stay indoors, so it's like, maybe it is a vitamin D issue. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I've been feeling like kind of dead. I've been super dead recently. It's not good. It's like, But then I don't like going outside. Like, I'm like, I should go see the sun more. You know, I should get vitamin D. But then I go outside and it's so hot. It's so warm. And I'm like, never mind. No wonder I don't want to go outside because it's so hot. Just like Truman and the Truman Show. I've actually never watched that. I've actually never watched that movie. I know what you're talking about though, yes. It's like, I want to go outside, and then I never truly go outside because outside doesn't exist. Yeah, or is that the Matrix? I don't know. Okay, you know what's really cool about this thing that I have? Does it tell you if you're on Twitch or YouTube? I don't think so. Before, my previous chat box my previous chat bubble, it would say if you were on YouTube or if you were on Twitch, right? Here, it doesn't tell you that at all. It's kind of hard to tell if you're on Twitch or if you're on YouTube. Also, let me fix this. Templates. Can I do this live? Template editor. Oh yeah, I can do this live, okay. Let me do this. And then I'm gonna have to copy and paste that. Let me just fix something real quick. I forgot how this works. Anyways, how is your life? What's going on? What's going on? What, are we chilling? That's not it. Yay! It's working! Okay. I'm gonna change this chat bubble to... like 90 seconds. There we go. That's better. Alright. Let me fix that. Alright, there we go. That's better. It was my chat bubbles were not on screen long enough. They're just disappearing. Anyways. What's going on? I had stuff I wanted to talk about. I just forgot what I was gonna do. Like, I was like sitting here and I was like, wow, I should do this, and then I forgot everything that I was gonna do. What was I doing? I forgot. I'm trying to fix my audio. I don't know what my audio sounds like. I still hear myself, which is a weird experience. I still hear myself. I thought I turned that off. Monitor and output. Monitor off. Monitor only. Mute output. Okay, so if I don't want to hear myself anymore, I think I do this. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can I hear myself? Am I speaking? Yes, I am. Okay, I'm no longer hearing myself. I've muted myself to... I've muted myself to myself. I don't have to hear myself anymore. I was like, why am I doing this to myself? I have muted myself, but I no longer hear myself. I mean, it's good to hear yourself if you're testing audio purposes, because I don't know how I sound. Like, I was watching my own VOD the other day, and I was like, oh my god, this sucks. This sucks. It was so bad. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm watching my other VODs. Like, when I was using... Not this one. Was it this one? Yeah. When I was using this mic setting for my guitar stuff, right? I was like, wow, this sounds horrible, because you can hear background noise constantly, and I don't know what it is. It might be the gain. Maybe the gain's too high or something. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't know. I like literally cannot figure it out. When I have it on this, it's like so much quieter, but I can't tell if it's like... If I were to play an instrument, like if I were to play my guitar, would it affect the audio? Like, would it sound weird? I haven't had a chance to play the guitar in a while. I'm kind of sad. I've been like spending all my time doing school and doing reading. My god, so much reading. I read so much. I'm not sitting in front of the mic. Let me increase my gain just a teeny tiny little bit. Oh my god, no. All my tags just got wiped from just chatting. Wow. Wow, all my tags just got wiped. I'm looking on my stream thing. I was like, oh, everything got deleted. I don't know what else to add. It's like, oh, add tags. I don't even remember what tags I had in the beginning, or to begin with. What did I used to add? What did I used to add? Hi Nanashi, how are you? What is this? I don't know. What ads did I add before? This is why I should probably copy and paste these things, huh? There, I've added them. I'm Burb. There. I'll be in the ASMR category too because we're chill vibes today. I'm kind of dead too. Low key. Not really dead, but like just, you know. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow for a game. I have to think about it. Anyways, hi Nanashi Otaku, how are you? I have to think about what game I'm gonna play tomorrow. Game stream, game night. Maybe I will play some Monster Hunter Wilds and try not to crash my computer. Maybe I'll play some Monster Hunter Wilds. Or maybe I'll play some, I had a game that I wanted to play. I downloaded a bunch of indie games, so I subscribe to a lot of bundles. Like, I'm not gonna open Steam, that's gonna crash OBS. That's gonna crash my stream. But I did download a lot of games because I have, I bought a lot of bundles a long time ago in the past that I just never got around to playing. I never downloaded them or redeemed them, so they've just kind of been sitting in my email account for a really, really long time. Until now. I finally went through them all and I just downloaded them and I downloaded them all and then I added them all to my, what's it called? My Steam library, so then I can go and download them. So maybe I'll play one of those. I think I have like some puzzle games. I have Gorgoa, I have The Witness, I have The Pedestrian, I have Talos Principle, I have Mail Time, I have Smishy Come Home, I have Sticker Tales, I have The Lake, I have Paper Trail, which looks really interesting. I have Journey. I have a lot of like really cute, chill indie games. Hi, welcome. Hi Dejin. Welcome. How are you? What's up? We're just vibing. I'm thinking about what game I should play tomorrow. Fridays I do like game streams so that they take longer and I have more time to play and finish games. But I don't know. I might play Paper Trail actually. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about playing either Paper Trail or maybe Gorgoa. I think Gorgoa sounds fun. Or maybe Monster Hunter Wilds. Who knows? A lot of people are playing Silk Song. Unfortunately, I am bad at platformers. I actually do have Celeste. I've never actually played. I've never played Celeste. I've never played Undertale. I played a little bit of Hollow Knight. Once. I played a little bit of it. I got really sad. It was a struggle. Oh yeah. It was like a little teeny tiny short bit of Hollow Knight and it was a struggle. And then I stopped. Because I got lost. That map is huge. I was like, where am I going? So then I stopped playing. So I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. Maybe we'll play a different thing. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll spin a wheel. I'll create like a little wheel spinny thing. And then I'll just put a bunch of the games that I wanted to play on there and spin it around. And be like, okay. What are we up to tonight? What are we up to? Although what they don't tell you about having all these programs in the background behind scenes is that you have so many plugins open at the exact same time. You should see my screen. I've got so much open. I've got so much open. It's great. Oops. I have so much things running in the background. No wonder my PC. It's like on fire. Oh, that's my keyboard. Uh-oh. I just opened my on-screen keyboard. That was not what I meant to pick up. Yeah, let's open my task manager. I want to see what... Oh god. I'm at 100 CPU. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, my CPU. Hello? CPU? Let me close you. Why are you using so many of my resources? Hello? I downloaded... You know how I said I added the VST3 plugin, right? It keeps getting flagged by Windows as a virus. And it's so annoying. So then so like it kept popping up. I was like, oh, you have a virus, you have a virus. So then I clicked on the thing and I was like, do I have a virus? So then I go and download Bitdefender and I run the scan. I run a full body scan and I run the quick scan and I run the Windows scan and I run the Windows full scan. I sit there for like half an hour. It's scanning. In the meantime, I'm just working on my school assignments. It's like, oh no, you're clear. There is no viruses. I'm like, oh, why did you make me like, why do you keep sending me pop-up notifications that there's a virus on my computer? At this point, you were the virus. So I go and I download Bitdefender and I'm like, okay, do I have a virus? And the thing tells me no. So now it's running in the background still and it's using 38% of my CPU and I'm trying to end it. I'm staring at it, clicking end task and it's still there. I'm gonna, oh my god. It's still doing a scan? No wonder, oh my god. That's why it's using 98% of my virus. No wonder it's using 98% of my CPU. It's no wonder. Okay, it was running a scan in the background. I was like, why the heck am I at 100% CPU right now? I think I should be fine. Hello? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're fine now. My CPU and my frames missed due to rendering lag is no longer dropping like crazy. We're fine. I mean, we were fine before. I don't think it's that noticeable when people do the whole like frames rendering, frame lagging kind of thing. It's not that bad. It's okay. Am I quiet? I can't tell. One of these days I have to move my mic to like in front of me. Like I have to speak in front of my mic. Right now I always speak to the side of it. I should move my mic so that it's in front of me so that it sounds better. And then I can do the whole directional thing. I can be like, I'm over here. Now I'm over here. And now I'm over here. And then now I'm over here. I love how you mentioned Bitdefender and the stream froze for a second. It froze because... Okay. It froze because I'm trying to close Bitdefender. I just froze the scan just now and I stopped it. So, if you're wondering what's going on with my PC, it's that it was running at 100% CPU and I turned that off. It's off now. We're safe. We're fine. It's great. We are no longer using that. I have to go and uninstall Bitdefender now. I had a what's it called? Whitelist? Yeah. whitelist that specific program that kept getting flagged as a virus in my computer. So now it should be fine. I kept uninstalling it in OBS. I mean, not that I use that plugin that often for VST things. VST3 stuff, right? I was only using it for 2 plugins. So one of them that I'm using right now is like a denoiser. It just makes background noises quieter. So like you don't hear things. Like you don't hear a weird staticky sound. That's all it gets rid of, honestly. Like you still hear my background noise, but not as loud. It's like, it hopefully makes my audio a little bit more crisp. And the other one was this one. My little play audio, which, let me add another one so that it doesn't affect my current. So I add plugin settings and then this one. So here is, oh god. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. So this audio plugin is called Little Play and it makes me very echoey. So I can make it like drier or wet. It just makes me more echoey. And then I can increase the delay by like a huge amount and then just echoes forever and ever and ever and ever and ever like I'm in a wind tunnel. So I can just be like, echo. We're in space. I'm in the middle of a wind tunnel. You know what I really want? This is like the opposite of ASMR. I'm so sorry. I want one of those big sheets of plastic and I want to go into like an echo chamber like this. I want to stand in front of a cave, like a really echoey cave, and just like hold a piece of plastic and then go. That's what I want. That's what I want. If you ever wanted to know what it's like to be inside a church hall, this is what it's like. Infinity and beyond. Whoa. Oh. Okay. This is the true experience, just barking into the echo chamber. Oh god. That's even worse. Let me turn that off. I'm gonna remove it. We're not doing that anymore. Let's see here. What if... What if I... I can't hear myself anymore. Oh, there we go. It kind of feels like it's been a while, but things are turning out pretty strangely, huh? No, it's fine. This is a normal stream. Well, I have to turn that off. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on this setting. I have to fix all my other settings. I don't know what it is. This is a normal stream. This is how it always goes. It always turns out with just me messing around with settings or just saying whatever the heck I feel like. But hello, how are you? Welcome. What you up to? It's been a while, yes. Lately I have been streaming on my non-usual times. I've been kind of streaming on my non-usual times. Or dates, I guess. Like, usually I stream, what? Tuesdays? I stream Tuesdays a lot. And the reason why I do that is because, I don't know, that's what worked for me in the past. But now, I don't know, I have very limited time to do school and stuff, so. It's kind of like I stream whenever I have the time. Which is wild because I was looking at my stream analytics, whatever. I get an email sent by Restream, which is the program that I use to co-stream on YouTube and Twitch. And it was like, wow, you've streamed, what was it, 44 hours last month. And you've streamed 14 days total in that month. I was like, wow, that's actually not that bad. Because previously, I said to myself, I want to set a record of, well, not really a record, but like at least have 10 streams per month. So we're over that amount. So it's been going pretty well. I know I did like a couple of collabs, so that probably increased my what, 2 streams a week kind of thing. A typhoon came today, so work switched your remote and I just happened to be able to watch. Nice! Well, not nice, but you know. Not nice, but you know. Hope you're safe. I hope you're safe. But it's nice to see you again. I know some people aren't able to make it because they have a different schedule than me. But thank you for being here. Despite the typhoon, I hope your internet is stable. Because that sounds crazy. Let me increase my background opacity. It's kind of dark. Sometimes it's hard to see things. Like, with this background, my background's kind of light, so it's hard to see my captions. So let me change that. Is this easier to see now? I think so. Like, actually, I don't know. I like how they'll work with it. Is it better to have black text on a dark background, or should I have white text on a dark background? I don't know. Especially because my backgrounds do tend to be darker and then lighter sometimes. I have no idea. I have to fiddle around with things. It's a learning process and things just gradually change as it goes by. But yeah, that sounds scary. I know I've lived in places with really bad natural disasters, like tornadoes and like hurricanes and all that. It's not fun. Especially if you're in an area that floods a lot. Like floods a lot, or there's like really bad winds, and then you're just like, oh my god, is my windows gonna be fine, you know? Hearing your voice again after a while, it's just as cute as I remembered. As cute and soothing as I remember. Thank you! Yeah, it's nice to see you again. It's nice to be here, chatting. I miss that. I miss chatting. I don't know. I've been busy. Sometimes I'm like, wow, why don't I do this more often? Then I remember, oh yeah, I have things that I wanted to work on, or things that I have to work on, like catching up on sleep, or working on projects, or drawing, or doing a bunch of other stuff. So, once in a while, I think chatting is nice. There's also like a there's like a part of me that's like, wow, I could be like productive. You need to add a fart channel point redeem? Why? Why would I do that when I can do it to you guys here? Why would I do that when I could do it to you? Can you hear this? Fart funny. I can do it. Can you hear this? That's not it. Tell her it's just... Whoa. That's not it. Oh, it is! It is chat alerts. Assets. Wheel. No. App no. I had some things turned on and things turned off. That's not it. Oh, there's my clock. Window. Nope. Okay, I found it. It was off. I had my chat alerts off. Now you can hear it. There you go. Bonk. You can hear this. Honk. You can hear that, yeah. No, you cannot hear my audio. What does it sound like? Yes, you can. Now you can. You couldn't before, but now you can. See, I have the power. Fart? Yeah. I have that. But you guys don't. Haha, I have the power. I'm pretty sure I do have that as a sound effect in the like sound alerts down there, but it requires bits, I'm pretty sure. Hello, welcome. Do a flip, is that where, there we go. Hello, hi Ananichi, I think. Welcome, hey. Do you like my new chat? Now people can't tell if you're on YouTube or if you're on Twitch. Although I guess you can kind of tell if you were on Twitch, then you can't see the person on YouTube, but either way, it works. You can tell. You can see. Welcome, hello. Very cool. Oh, I didn't know that it did that. Like when you do a channel point redeem, it puts it there as text. That's cool. Yeah, it does like different things depending on like the thing that's happening. Like what's it called? I think for certain events and like points slash like events that happen, it will say in the chat. I don't know what it looks like. I haven't tested it fully, but I did see that like it does different things. It's pretty cool actually. Oh wow, that's cool. My audio is not working. I'm so sorry. I don't know why that's not working. My chat alerts are broken. Hold on 1 second. I love my thing. It just does not work. Alerts. It should work. Stream Deck, sound alerts, alerts. I see it, and it's not playing. Control audio via OBS, sound alerts. Control audio via OBS. Audio alerts. Oh, that's so weird. I don't know what's happening. I actually don't know. I think it's broken, honestly. Stop playing that. It's not working. You're seeing it, but it's not working. I don't know why. Hold up. Let me test something. You're hearing it, but I don't hear it. Is it playing? Did that just play? Did I have it muted? Can I hear it? Hold on 1 sec. Let me look. Sound alerts. It should. I should hear that. Did it play?
Hello there.
Oh, it did play. I just can't hear it for some. Oh, that's why. I figured out the issue. I can't hear stream. It's because I muted it. I muted it to myself. That's my problem. I figured it out. Okay. If I don't want to hear myself anymore. If I don't want to hear myself anymore, I have to mute myself in OBS, not on my Windows PC, because apparently that also mutes OBS audio. Good to know. So yes, we can hear that. I was like, well, I can hear a thing. Okay, it turns out, yes, you can hear stuff. I just muted my own audio. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I have a couple of things on there for like sound alert redeems and stuff. I don't know. I don't really use it. I only have those 3 or 4 technically, if you count the JoJo remix theme song. But I only have those 4 on there mostly, just because they're just little things. I put the snake sound effect and then the hello there as kind of like audio things, like check-in stuff. Like if you didn't want to type hi in chat and you just wanted to be like hello there, like a little check-in, that was like a little redeem for people to play. That's the reason why I had that there in the first place, honestly. What's the other one? I just have Quack. Quack's there just for fun. I don't know what other sound effects to add. I have my other sound alert. I think they added the limit of maximum sound alert that you can add for free. Well, not really for free, but for like channel point redeems to 10 or 5. I forgot what it was. But yeah, they added that. And that's cool. I haven't maxed out the number. I know that because I haven't looked at it in a really long time. I haven't really looked at it in a really long time, so even if I were to add like a sound redeem, what would I add? There's nothing really that I don't know. And like I don't want to put something that's gonna get spammed to hell. Like sometimes people like to spam Quack, so that's why I have that really long delay in between a lot of sound audio, because it's like it gets really annoying. Like not annoying per se, but like it gets distracting, especially if I'm like talking and I want to talk about something and I'm just like, oh, I just keep hearing the sound effect that occurs every 2 minutes. But other than that, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. What did I do this weekend? I played a puzzle. I completed a puzzle. I contemplated life. Played some Genshin. Played, I did some fishing in, what is that game called? A Short Hike. I've been trying to 100% complete that game. I played it on stream a while ago, and then now I'm trying to completely finish the game. So there's like a couple of achievements out there that I wanted to get. That's it. That's all I did recently. I was gonna stream on... Well, I was contemplating streaming on Tuesday, but then I think I got busy with like schoolwork. So then I was like, it's okay, I'll do Wednesday. And then I slept in on Wednesday because then I passed out and then I woke up again and I was like, oh man, I have like a really bad headache. So then I'm not gonna do that. And then now I'm here. Now I'm here on Thursday/Friday. And then Friday we're gonna be streaming and playing a game, and I have yet to figure out what game I'm gonna play. And that's it. Oh, and then also on Saturday, I will be trying to fix my audio again for the 100th time. Yippee! Hi, Exonant. Welcome. Hi. I want to play a VA game. Maybe I'll do something like that. That sounds fun. Yippee! Hello! Wow. 1 year. Nice. Did you... Hello, hi. Hi, Exonin. Hi, Peanuts. Welcome. Hey guys, what's up? What's new? What's unique? What's great? I don't know. Anything exciting happen? 1 year. Wow, it's been a while. I didn't know that your sub anniversary was in September. Cool. Is it September right now? Are subs like half off? I didn't get a notification on email like that. Is it technically September? Is it? I don't know. Yeah. Congratulations. I don't know. Happy 1 year. Nice. We're twins, yeah. Well, like a month off. Almost a month off. Almost a month off, or like a little bit. But yeah, now you have the 1 year badge. My little, my bird dango, which you can't see because they're so small. I'm trying to look at my screen right now. It's really tiny. They're really hard to see, but they have little eyeballs and they have all different expressions on them. If you, okay, you can't really see them right now, but they have little eyeballs. That sounds like a horrible way to put it. They have eyeballs. They have faces. They have different faces, not eyeballs. That would be a really cool Halloween idea, to put like eyeballs on Dango. Like eyeballs on a stick and make them like food colored and like colorful and stuff. That'd be kind of fun. I say, yeah. I have my... Did I upload the 1.5 month? Yes, I did. I have my 1 year and then I have the 1.5 up. And then I did not upload that's it, 3 year. I like how Twitch sub badges kind of grow exponentially. It's like 1 month, 3 months, 5 months, 9 months, like 12 months. It's so weird. And then it goes to like 1 year, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. I have to work on my other emotes. I have some sketched out that I have to work on or like fix. The great part about being your own emote artist and being your own like bit/sub emote artist is being able to go back and revise old art because it no longer fits your current standards. I've been doing that for a couple of my old not sub badges. I've been doing that for my old emotes, like like the old ones. Like I'm trying to revise heart or /love, and I've been kind of slowly been going through them and being like, okay, we have to update the art because I don't like the way it looks. Like the face looks weird, or like that looks funny. I think I have to go back and edit the 1 month sub badge too, because it's a donut and it looks funny to me and I want to fix it. But I have to have the time and I haven't gone around to it. So one of these days I will, I don't know, go sit down and fix all of these, upload them, do all that. And I have other stuff that I wanted to do too, like, I don't know, edit shorts. I had this one thing that I was gonna do, like I was gonna sit down and I was gonna make a really long recording of, sorry. I was gonna go through and edit, like do a little recording and tell like a bunch of stories that I wrote down ahead of time. And then like edit them into like little videos to like put on shorts. Like YouTube shorts, TikTok, whatever. Edit some stuff. I have so many projects that I want to do, but then I was like, I have no time to do any of that. So that's sad. That's it. Anyways, for your 1 year, I do a little doodle. I guess I do that now. For your 1 year, what would you like a little doodle of? I can do anything. Like, I can do your favorite animal. I can do... Well, nothing too difficult. But what did you want? I can do a little doodle. Yeah, like a little doodle. Like, I can draw a little animal. I can draw, like... Like what I did for Exonent. I can do like anything, really. If it's like an anime character, I'd have to look up what they look like. But like anything, really. And you a little kitsune? Yeah. Give me like a couple days. I'll post it in the channel, the art channel. But like, I don't know, give me a couple business days. I have to like sit down and draw. But yeah. Thank you for being here for a year. I'm just gonna tell you now, it's gonna look like, I don't want to say like a furry art, but like, I had a warrior's cat's face, and you could probably tell by the way I draw some animals. So it might look, you know, it might look, you know, not like sexy, but you know, like a cat. Oh my gosh, I found my mom dug out like a bunch of birthday cards that we give her over the years. She dug them out and she was like, why don't you write on these cards like actual words? No, like not sexy, but like, you know, like, you do remember that meme anime graphic that was like going around a couple of years back that you can tell if somebody's like a furry artist or not because of the way that they draw certain things? Like if they draw chest fur, you're like, maybe a furry. Or if they draw like, yeah, like that. I have that because I used to draw, I don't know, I used to draw a lot of animals back then and I had a warrior's cat's face. But then again, it is like a cute way of drawing cats and stuff. But I don't know. You might look at it and be like, wow. Were you a furry artist? No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I'm actually not good at drawing anthro. I can't draw like animal proportions, like, you know, the Zootopia art. You drew cats. Yeah, I drew a lot of animals. I was really into drawing cats. I was really into drawing birds. I drew so many birds because they're very colorful. Are animals not free? True, but not like anthro, you know? Anthro people / like humans. Like, I don't know, animal humans. Although, you know, on like the human animal scale, I guess, there's like the, you know, furry anthro, and then you go towards like closer to human and you get nekomimi, and then you go further and you just get a normal person, and then you go like further down that line and you get like whatever the heck Melusines are in Genshin, where they're like a la creatura animal with like some human features, and then you get actual animal. I draw sometimes I draw like humans with animal ears, and then I will draw actual animals, but not actual Zootopia kind of animals. That is too difficult for me because they have animal anatomy in the legs, and that's weird and confusing to draw, especially if you're used to different types of anatomy. It's really weird. I would explain further, but if you've ever looked at a picture of a dog and you know that dogs have that kind of like, it's hard to imagine or like say this without showing you on a drawing, without pulling MS Paint up. But when you draw anthropomorphic animals / humans, they have this specific way that they draw hips. And I can't explain it, but they have a specific hip ratio where their haunches are like shaped like a turkey's drumstick. I don't know how else to explain it. They're just shaped a certain way, so when you look at people and they have art like that, you're like, oh yeah, that's furry art. They're just drawn a certain way. They just got really thick thighs. By the way, little tip, if you see an animal on the ground and you're like, wow, I don't know how to take a pulse on an animal, half the time for a lot of animals with those specific body parts, you take your 2 fingers and you stick it right underneath the legs. So on the animal, it's like right where the thigh is on the inside of like the thing. Like where their leg, the inner part of the leg meets their belly. So you take your hand and you stick it in between that gap and you feel around for a pulse, and usually their pulse is like right in the middle. You lie them on the side and you stick your 2 fingers like right in between their thigh gap. And that's how you tell the pulse of a dog or a cat. And then if you want to look for the pulse of a turtle, usually it's on the neck. And then if you want to look for a rabbit, usually it's probably in the same spot. But honestly, rabbits have pretty loud heartbeats. Rabbits have pretty large heartbeats. So honestly, you could check in between the legs, like in between the thigh, like the leg gap. But I honestly, if you just stuck your head or like to the chest bit. Didn't you go to college for human meds? I took a couple classes for animal veterinary and stuff. Well, that was a camp. I went to like veterinary camp and that was fun. I learned a lot about like animal medicine and that was nice. Like, they traumatized us with pictures of worms. They were like, hey, we're gonna pull 15 tapeworms out of a puppy's stomach. You know what's really sad, Marley and me? Was it expensive? No. Actually, I don't know. I went when I was like really young, so I don't remember. I don't think I paid. My parents probably paid for it. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. It was a camp. I went to a lot of summer camps. Or like a lot of little things. Because they have like Women in STEM summer camp or other things. And we did cool stuff during those camps. I went to business camp once. It was kind of boring. Actually, it was kind of nice because like half of it was like, we're going to learn how to manipulate the stock market. And the other half of it was, we're going to argue in class. And I was like, oh boy, my favorite thing, arguing. My favorite thing in the world, arguing. I went to debate camp too. I was enrolled in a lot of really odd summer camps because my parents were like, God forbid she gets bored. God forbid she gets bored and then goes outside with a magnifying glass and starts fires, you know? So I was put in a lot of camps when I was in school. And I did Toastmasters for like a year, and that was interesting. If I wasn't afraid of speaking in front of a crowd, I am now. Actually, it wasn't that bad. It was like, oh, you stand in front, they give you a topic, they give you a week to prepare. You stand in front of a group, and then you just talk about that one subject. So if you're ever like, wow, how can you talk for so long about this one subject? Toastmasters. So Toastmasters is I don't know how to describe it. It's like a program / thing where it's about public speaking and like being able to talk about any subject. Basically just public speaking training. They just give you a topic and they're like, okay, come up with this point, and then they teach you how to like talk about the subject. So you're like, oh, you come up with 3 things about that thing, and then you supporting arguments for each of those things, and you just keep going. Stuff like that. Or like debate. They also teach you how to debate. I went to debate. Debate was fun. They would always tell you to do the most obscure arguments. And me, being the person that I am, I like siding with the non-popular answer just for fun. Just to challenge myself. I'm like, I know everybody, like for example, let's say the topic was, should phones be allowed in school? People would be like, yeah, phones should be allowed in school. Or, I don't know, what's easier to answer? No? Yes? Whatever it was. I would pick whatever was least popular. So if I see that most people are picking, yeah, phones should be allowed in school, I'd be picking no. And I was really good at coming up with the non-answers. I'd be like, well, let's see here. If all the reasons that you could think of for yes, I'm gonna come up with like counterpoints for no, and all that stuff. So what? I don't know. My favorite subject in school, not counting, I guess, biology and art and music. I really liked English because whenever they would make you do those essays in class where you're like, oh, pick a topic and then pick yes or no to write about, I would just do the exact same thing as I would be doing for debate. I would be like, is this character morally good? And then everyone's saying yes, and I'd be like, no. I'd be like, they're evil. And then I would come up with reasons for that. Just to be different, and also just to have something fun to write about. And also to give my teacher a break, because I'm like, can you imagine sitting through and writing like essays, and then every single person has the exact same answer? That's kind of boring. So I was like, are they gonna spice it up? We're gonna be a little different. And then sometimes it was difficult because you're like, wow, we're really leaning towards this one answer because it's easy. So then I have to come up with like, I don't know, creative ways to get around it. And I think it was nice because it was interesting. I still remember one time I took English class. I took AP English when I was in high school, and my teacher, my high school teacher, was like, we're gonna be watching a movie. And everyone's like, oh, what movie? And he's like, well, it's an animated movie. It's not very well known. And he pulls out Studio Ghibli Princess Mononoke. And he makes us watch Princess Mononoke for a school assignment. And I was like, wow. What do you mean this is not very well known? Okay. It was actually really fun. I like that teacher. It was really interesting because I think we went over the major themes in the movie, and then we got to talk about, I guess, the characters, the main themes, what happens in the movie, the ending. I remember watching that movie before English class when I was way younger than that. And I had it on DVD, and we rented it from a Redbox or something like that. And I remember being super terrified of the movie because it got to the part where they go to the forest and all of those teeny little spirits are sitting in the trees and their heads are like... That was scary to me as a kid. So I remember being like, okay, this is a horror movie. I'm not watching this anymore. So then I returned that movie. I was like, I'm not watching it. That was me with a lot of movies actually back then. I never really finished some movies because I was like, oh, this is scary. I'm not watching. And then I covered my eyes and I stopped watching. So I never actually finished a lot of movies back then. Like, I never watched... Well, I finally finished Princess Mononoke because I watched it in high school. What other movies did I never finish watching? I Am Number 4. I read the book. I read the book of I Am Number 4. I like the book, but the movie is terrifying, especially the beginning part. You know what's also like, I think I mentioned this like a long time ago, but you know what's not a children's movie, but they say it is? 7. Or is it 7 or is it 9? I forgot what it's called. I think it's 9. That thing is, it's animated like a children's movie. It looks like a children's movie. It is not. That thing is a horror movie. It's terrifying. It's like psychological horror. It's like, hey, what if we took the end of the world where robots start killing humans, and then this one inventor decides to seal his soul into, I think it is 7. He seals his soul into 7 teeny tiny puppet dolls, and they have to try to navigate and escape from these giant robots, and the robots will capture them and suck their souls out of their eyes and their mouths. And it's graphic. It does it, and it hits all of them in order. It kills them all. And I was like watching that movie like, can you imagine watching that, kid? Watch, like me, baby kill, watching that at the age of, I don't know, like 6 or 7 or 8, and be like, Oh. A lot of kids were just given horror animation. Yeah, Coraline. Coraline is technically intro to body horror, yeah. I think the most scary part of Coraline is not the actual eyeball sewing, but that hallway. The hallway itself of that house is probably the scariest thing about that movie. Especially at the very end where she's like trying to escape from the other world. I watched that movie when I was older. I didn't actually watch it as a kid. I think if I watched it as a kid, I would have been traumatized. I watched it when I was in high school, when I was like way older, and then I was like, oh, it's not that bad. It's okay. But I think if I had watched it at a really young age, I would have been like, oh, this is terrifying. Like, I can't even watch Harry Potter when I was a kid. I was like, that was terrifying. Do you have any shows you recommend or movies? 7? It's terrifying, but I think if you watch it as an older like person, it's interesting. What other movies? I don't really watch a lot of movies, to be honest. I don't watch a lot of shows or movies. I got really into anime, and that was pretty much it. TV shows. What's the last TV show I watched? It was like, I watched Dexter, Original Sin. Dexter is pretty interesting. I don't like the direction that they took with it in the later seasons though. I think the first 3 seasons were good. Then it starts going into like him being kind of crazy and all that. If you watch Dexter, technically the comic books go more into it. Like he's a little bit more insane in the comic books. And apparently the comic books make it imply that he's got a virus in him or a demon that's infecting other people around him. So the kids that he takes in, his son, also gets corrupted and turned into like a serial killer like him. It's really weird. Animes? Danadan is great despite how absurd and insane it is. It is. I watched it. Danadan's good. I like the animation. I liked Apothecary Diaries. I liked Freyrin. My favorite genres in anime, or in like I guess any type of media in general, is fantasy, comedy, slice of life, and yeah, Dexter's based off a comic. Dexter's also based off a novel. What's it called? Yeah, my favorite genres is just fantasy, comedy, slice of life. Or any combination of those. If it's like fantasy, or if it's psychological horror, or if it's like fantasy horror, or if it's just slice of life, or if it's cooking. I like cooking manga. But yeah, those are my favorite genres. Slice of life, fantasy. What else? I don't know. I have a lot of... Hello, welcome. I'm a tired one. I don't know. I have a lot of manga / anime recommendations. We'd be here all day. If I were to like go through... I've been contemplating, you know how some people are like, oh, should you debut? Should people debut? I think it's a good way for people to get like a good glimpse of like the things, because you know the stuff that you go over when you debut, right? Ooh, Lord of the Mysteries. Yeah, I've heard about that one. It's like a steampunk mystery sea novel. I've heard of it. It's a novel. I did not know it was an anime or a manhwa, but I've heard it's good. It reminds me of a book I read a long time ago. I forgot what it was called. It was a good novel though. It's so long. Anyways, if you like Lord of the Mysteries, I recommend Earth is Online. If you liked it. Or Loud of the Count's Family. They're kind of like similar vibes. Although, be warned that, you know, Earth is Online is a donghua. It's BL is Chinese BL, but it's so good. I recommend it. Their world building is so good. It's really nice. I like highly recommend. I love the way horror, like sea novels. I love the way horror sea novels write themselves because they're just so creative. Especially like the quick transmigration ones, the horror ones where they go to different horror worlds. They're really, really well written. I can understand why people didn't like the Dexter prequel that much. Many wanted to see Michael C. Hall in a wig pretending to be a teenager again. Yeah, Loud of the Counts family. Also ORV, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Read Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, the novel. It's really, really good. Everything goes back to ORV in the end. You're just reading that novel and being like, ORV. Yeah, Loud of the Counts family is funny. Or I also recommend, if you like Loud of the Counts family and you like the comedy aspect of ORV, I also recommend reading The Greatest Real Estate Developer. That's also a novel. That's also a book, but right now it's also a manhwa. They've adapted it into a manhwa, but yes, it did originally start as a novel. Light novel. Web novel. Whatever. There's actually a lot of really, really good web novels or slash light novels out there that originated and they got adapted into a manhwa. So, what's it called? Loud of the Counts family, The Greatest Real Estate Developer, ORV. They also have the SSS Suicide Hunter and the... I'm trying to think of other ones that are technically fantasy, but not like BL manhwas. Because I read a lot of those. I mean, the Dexter prequel was okay. I feel like it just kind of misses the point of the original Dexter series, but they were trying to go off of other things. They wanted to see everything. Honestly, it is kind of funny. Like, he's always been funny. Like, he's got an amusing internal dialogue. I just didn't like it as much as the original. I'm so mad. What did they do to him? It's not even the prequel. The after one. The one where he, like, fakes his death and he runs. Okay, spoiler for the actual Dexter season 7 or 8. He runs away, fakes his death, goes to a small town, and then he, like, you know, he goes, bleh. Why did they do that to him? And then they decide to do it all over again and like, oh, we're gonna go through his youth. We're gonna make him a child. And it just feels like You. The first season of You was really good. He was really creepy. The original novel is written in second person. There's not a lot of novels that are actually written in second person. It's written from the perspective of you did this, you did that, but it's written from the POV of a serial killer. They did really well with the first season, but then the third season and the second season just kind of dropped off. I was like, what are they doing? You have great taste in web novels and manhwas? Yeah, I read a lot. It's not even like, oh, what do you do in your free time? It's just all reading. What have I been doing recently? Yeah. Like, great examination. I forgot the name of it. Something examination. Right now I'm reading a sea novel called One Useless Rebirth. It's so funny. I love my favorite dynamic when it comes to romance novels is romance novels with one, funny misunderstandings. Not like bad misunderstandings where it's like, I'm standing outside the door of the classroom and they say something really mean about me and then I run away. And then they preface it afterwards by saying something really nice. They're like, oh, that person, they're unlikable and they can't read the mood and I hate them. And then they're like, oh, they're saying such bad things about me. And then they run away. And then afterwards, they immediately go, but I really like them anyway because I love their personality and I love the way they smell and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, stupid misunderstandings like that. Why would they do that? But no, I like really funny misunderstandings. I think ORV does it really, really well. Because ORV has like so many stupid misunderstandings. Whereas like you've got Kim Do-cha, the main character, pretending to be like, oh, I'm a prophet, I'm super know-it-all, I'm like super smart or whatever, and really in reality he's just some nerd who read a book. He's just read the tutorial and he's like, oh, I know everything that's happened. And then everything that happens afterward just goes downhill for him. They're like, oh, haha, you're changing the future? Well, we're gonna change it so that this no longer happens in the book, and he has to just scramble to figure out what to do. The ORV anime is my most anticipated anime of all time. It doesn't have a release date though. Yeah, the live action sucked. I do not recommend watching the live action. Oh my god, the crash out that I was seeing on Twitter from the ORV live action was so funny. Misunderstandings that could be resolved by a 5-second conversation irritate me. Truly, honestly, yeah, that. Especially because it's such a common plot device in shoujo anime, shoujo manga. It's like, why would they do that? I don't like that. What I do like is just the most funniest misunderstandings that you could ever have. I like funny misunderstandings. I like when they're done for a comedic effect, but I don't like when they're done to just create angst for no reason. But yeah, my favorite type of relationships when it comes to romance is like characters that bicker all the time. I like when they make fun of each other. Like the relationship that Kim Do-cha and Yoo Jung have with each other. The iconic famous line where Kim Do-cha goes like, what's faster, my tongue or your sword? He like makes him mad on purpose. It's actually so funny. I really like that. I think it's just funny. But that's my favorite type of relationship when it comes to it doesn't have to be romantic. It can just be like friendly, it can be like familial. What's that manhwa called? The Duke's, like the tyrant Duke's daughter or something like that. Her name is like Leona, and the guy's like, she's got like some kind of power. She was an orphan. Honestly, that describes half of the manhwas out there, but they have a really funny relationship where she just constantly, you know, she got reincarnated into the whole thing. She loves drooling over muscular men. So like a common thing that happens throughout the entire manhwa is that every single time that she sees somebody with like biceps or with like muscles, she's just like, ooh. Monkey brain activated. She just staring and her dad is just like, what the hell? It's so funny. And then it just gets misinterpreted as in like, oh, she likes strong people, but it's just her being like, oh, muscles. I think it's funny. And so like she's constantly bickering with her dad, and I find that relationship really, really cute. I need to make this chat box smaller. None of my text is fitting. Jihei legit is the reason why people in ORV think Kim Do-cha and Yoo Jung-ok had a child or have a romantic relationship of some sorts. I just remember the moment she's going, what? Yeah. When he's like... she got that one conversation between those two, and I think Kim Do-cha... Or no. Because she saw the conversation between Kim Do-cha talking about Yoo Jung-hook's past life, and she was like, but master, what about your child? And she thought the child was with Kim Do-cha. And she's like, your kid? And everybody else is like, what? What kid? I need to fix my chat. Something's happening. Uh-oh. None of my text is fitting. But yeah, I like that. It's really funny. Let me fix this. How do I do this? Not 300. Let's make this. Okay, now I have to fix it. I have to make the text smaller. fix it. Hold up, I got this. I'm fixing it. It's working. Oh, give me a moment. We're fixing my audio live. That makes my text box smaller. Okay, how about this? We're fixing it live on stream. Hold up. How about now? Can we see that? Yes, we can. Okay, that's better. Maybe not. That's getting cut off on the bottom. I love editing my stuff. Let me move that down and change this to 500. Nope. I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna make it smaller, probably. Yeah. Better. Now you have text that fits on the screen. This is what happens when I have This is what happens when I don't test stuff out. I sat here for so long testing this chat box, like sitting here like on my keyboard to see how long of a message I could send. Apparently that's what it looks like. Honestly, there's probably a lot of stuff I've read out there, but I don't really remember reading. There, we'll make it wider. I'll make it wider and I'll just leave it like that height. There, boom, better, fixed. If it comes up to be a problem again, I have to go and edit it again. I just changed chat box size, that's fine. I don't remember what other things that I've read or watched. Movies, TV shows. What else have I watched? I watch a lot of, what are they called? Dating shows with my mom. Like those live TV shows with like editing. There was this one show that I was watching called The Devil's Plan. It was actually really interesting because they make them do puzzles. Imagine like a room, or like, not a room, but imagine like a game show where you put a bunch of people in one room together and they're all really, really smart people. Like, we're talking about like top Mensa IQ people who graduated from really, really difficult Ivy League schools. People in like, basically like rocket science engineer type people, very, very smart people, and you put them all in a contest together to compete for a puzzle type mind game. That is what The Devil's Plan is about. It's on Netflix. It's actually really interesting. The games that they play, you have to sit there and they explain the rules, and there are like 16 different types of rules, and you have to like watch them, and you're like, wow, if I were to play this game, I'd be lost. But it's really fun. If you like the manga/anime called, what's that poker game? What's that poker anime called? I forgot her name. I know her, the character's name, Yumeko Jibami. But what's that anime called? The devil, like, I forgot. Yumeko Jibami anime. Kakegurui. Yeah. Kakegurui. Yes. So if you like Kakegurui and you like the mind games that they play in that game, and then the constant, I find Asian media, specifically Japan and Korea and China, have, like East Asia, have this very specific genre that they like to call puzzles. Like escape room puzzles. No matter what it is. Whether it be like Kagagururi, where they're just absolutely unhinged, by the way. Like, if you've ever read the manga / the anime, they take it to the extreme and they're like, hey, what if we took poker, but instead of, we don't want boring strip poker or anything like poker, like whatever. What if we put our lives on the line and we suspend your best friend over a fire pit and we light them on fire, and then every single time that you play a card and you lose a chip, we lower them into that fire pit. And it's just so crazy. And or like just random stakes like that. They really like to up the ante. So I find a lot of media kind of does that. Or it's not even like as drastic as that. I find that they do a lot of survival type games. Whether it be what's a good example? They play Mafia in real life. Like, I don't know how else to describe this one specific horror manga trope. There's this one specific horror manga genre that I like to call Mafia, essentially. And there are so many examples of this one specific trope in all of these types of media. And it starts off with, we have a group of people. They wake up in, it's like a Saw movie essentially. They wake up in a room, they don't know who each other are. Maybe some of them recognize each other, maybe they went to high school a couple of years back, but they all end up in a place. Then they wake up and they don't recognize where they are. And then they hear a voice over the announcements go, welcome to so-and-so game. You all are going to be eliminated one by one, and you have to try to figure out who the killer is, or you have to try to figure out how to escape, like a big escape room. And every single night, you vote for somebody who you think is the culprit, like Danganronpa. You figure out who the culprit is, and if you manage to figure it out, that person, the killer, gets executed. But if you don't manage to figure it out, another person is just gonna mysteriously die. And it's just such a common trope that I see in so many different types of media. Especially horror manga. Sometimes it'd be like, oh, we're in a school. Sometimes it's like, oh, we are in like some random cruise ship. Sometimes it's like we're in a locked room. Sometimes it's like we're in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. But usually the plot and the twists and all of that ends up being very similar. Very similar, or like a little bit different, or a little bit in the end. If you like that kind of trope, especially like the game show trope, I recommend Reaccount. It's called Real Account. For some reason, halfway through, they created an entirely new manga where they had the same exact plot line. They just rewrote the entire story twice. I'm not really sure why. But yeah, there's two parts. There's Real Account 1 and Real Account 2. Real Account 2 goes on for longer than Real Account 1. It's just that they did a really weird twist near like where Real Account 1 ends. Which I feel like, I don't know why they didn't continue Real Account 1, but no, they decided to rewrite the entire thing. But if you like game shows, I recommend Real Account 1 or 2. I'm not gonna spoil it, but very interesting. Basically, the premise is that he gets sent to the online game world because of a social media account, and they're forced to do things for clout. Essentially, that's what it is. You're forced to do things on social media for clout, and if you don't, you die. I feel like a lot of these horror manga / game shows end up being like that. It's like, do this or you die. But yes, it's a very common trope in TV shows and media. By the way, if you ever go to do a if you ever end up doing a escape room in Asia, just know it's going to be the hardest time of your entire life. They love puzzles. They assume that you're very smart when you go, and they make your life difficult. They're like, oh, yeah, these puzzles are easy. You can solve like 15 in an hour. And that's just room 1. There's 3 rooms, and each room has like 7 puzzles, and in order to get to the next room, you have to solve them in sequential order. No biggie. It's easy. It's fine. I did one when I was in Korea, and I was like, holy moly, this thing was horrible. The workers were really nice about it, and they were like, wow, you guys suck. So then they came in at the very end when we ran out of time. We were stuck in the first room, by the way. We were stuck in the first room. They were like, wow, you guys suck. So they went through the entire thing, and they showed us how to get through that room. They were like, okay, you go do this, and then you solve it like this, and you find the clue over here, and you go do this, and you look at this, and you go and do this, and you solve it like that. And then they kept walking us through the entire thing, and we were like, wow, we were barely within the first quarter of the entire room. We didn't get anywhere. We were stuck. It was bad. Also, their plots are super convoluted. The plot was super convoluted. I don't know if it's still ongoing. It was like a really popular room that I went to, so I'm not gonna say like the full story, but it was like, oh, you are a stalker stuck in a room and the police called you. Thank you for the follow, Ezra. Hello, welcome. Like, you are stuck in a room, and then but you are the stalker, but you're not the true killer. There's another person who's even more crazier than you. That's the plot. And in order for you to escape, they're gonna like watch you through the security camera, and if you don't escape in time, they're just gonna kill you. Which I feel is really funny. I find like escape rooms always have the most interesting plot lines that you've ever heard. Like one time I remember doing an escape room, and the plot line was an alligator escaped from the zoo and you have to track down the alligator that's missing. And first of all, how does that happen? 2, like what? Or there's like there's another escape room that I did that had like a really weird plot. I forgot what it was. They're usually like mystery themed, or like they're horror themed, or a lot of them are detective themed. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, a lot of them are detective themed. It's really interesting. I kind of wish I did some, or at least I did the couple that were like fantasy themed, because there was this one really, really cool place in Toronto. Like back when I used to live there, I remember like going with my friends to different escape rooms. I don't live there now, but when I did, I remember researching like places to go to. There's this one really interesting place where like it's like a fantasy based thing. Where you gotta walk around with like a wand, like a little magic wand. Like, you know what, when you go to Universal and they give you a wand to point at stuff and it does little cool actions? It's like that. They give you something. You basically play RPG classes. You get to pick one RPG class, and that is your party role. So if you're a wizard, or if you're a swordsman, or if you're I don't know what all the roles were. I think you're an archer. You get specific types of tools, and you get to interact within that room with your specific object. And it was so cool. You get to basically like go through this fantasy world with your designated RPG class party, and I was like, oh, that sounds so fun. It sounds so cool. It's like an escape room / RPG party like game. I want that. I think if I ever go back, I will try. There's also another one that was like really big. I forgot where it was. It was like on the outskirts of like downtown. It takes place outdoors. It's basically like The Witcher. Like, it's a medieval fantasy escape room, but it involves NPCs and a whole village set. So you have a lot of people. You've got a whole big team, but everyone's got a separate goal. Everybody's got a separate task, and together you have to go and complete this ritual. And you have to like work together as like a big group to try to like get this thing solved. And it's really, really cool. I remember like seeing it on TikTok a long time ago, and people were talking about it. And I wanted to do it, but every single time that they hold it, it was always wintertime, and it's too cold to be outside. And they don't hold it in the winter, so I'm like kind of sad. Anyways, recently, off topic of like escape rooms and whatever. It's not Halloween. We can save that conversation of horror manga for like later. I've been reading a lot of cooking manga lately, and honestly, I've been testing out some recipes. I tried making chawanmushi the other day with I forgot what the specific name of it was. Let me look it up. It's in my phone. I send recipes to myself. What's it called? Hold up. Where's my phone? Let me look. I made odamaki mushi. Yeah. It's like Okinawan. I forgot the manga I was reading though. No, yeah. It's called Rip Off Diner. Yeah, the manga's called Rip Off Diner. It's like a really cute, really slow burn cooking manga where it's like this girl and her sister. She, after their parents passed away, their parents owned a diner. She took over for her parents, and she runs like a restaurant slash izakaya. Honestly, half of it feels like advertising for these sake places, but it's an izakaya, so every single chapter talks about a sake slash alcohol recommendation along with like a food, but the food is very regional based. Like the food is very Okinawan based, like slash rural like community, like Hokkaido, Okinawa, that kind of area. It's not like Tokyo food. And it's interesting because they talk about like the alcohol as well as like the history and background of where each one came from, all these like small town breweries and all that. It's really interesting. But I was testing out some recipes from the place because they mentioned foods and all that. And I'm like, well, I've never heard of that before. I'm gonna go test it. Like, I look up a recipe and see if I can try to make it. And so I do. And I made odamaki mushi, and it was really good, by the way. Spoonie, hello, welcome. How are you? What's up? Anything exciting happened to you recently? Anything fun? Anything, I don't know, nice? Exciting things happened to me, but I'm not gonna say because it's not good news. I think if I have good news, I like to tell people, but if it's bad news, I'm like, yeah, I'll keep that to myself. Like, I should walk around with a diary or something because sometimes I have big thoughts. Sometimes I have big thoughts, and I'm like, well, I want to write this down because if I don't, then it's gonna live in my head forever, and I'm never gonna be able to get rid of it. But if I write it down on a piece of paper, then I can like, I can write it down, get it all out, forget about it, toss it out, gone, right? But I don't know. Like, there's a part of me that goes back into like old diaries slash journals that I've written in the past, and I'm like, huh, why did I write that? Versus, I don't know, I have like a debate with myself at the moment. Like, one of my things that's on my mind is, should I keep a journal and should I keep the things that I write down, or should I keep like a disposable notepad, write things down and then toss them out and then not think of it again, but then I lose those things that I was thinking about. But then it's like, was it really important that I was like writing about it? But at the same time, it would be nice, I guess, in 10-20 years being like, wow, what was 10 years ago? What was I worried about? Because I remember I kept my old school agendas from a long time ago, back when I was still in high school. And I was like, I remember stressing over this math test. I remember stressing over this assignment that was due. I remember staying up, like, pulling all-nighters for this one assignment that was due for physics class, like, blah, 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 stuff like that. And it's nice kind of looking back and be like, oh yeah, I remember this thing happened. I wrote down the date. I remember I wrote down this. That's what I did. Or looking back at old diaries that I wrote when I was a kid and being like, oh yeah, I went and I did this. I would write about the most mundane things and be like, hello, today I went to the aquarium with like on a school trip or something. And I sat on the bus next to my friend, and like it's just the most mundane things you could ever think of, but it's nice to go back and read and be like, ah, I don't remember that happening at all, but apparently I did do that. Or maybe I do go back on it and I remember it and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that happened. I remember I went to that place. Like I have photos of that thing. So that's nice that I write things down, but at the same time it's like, I don't know. I saw this one concept or this one theory a long time ago that was talking about how memories / the past doesn't exist. And that was really interesting to me because it was like the concept of history and the past, because the past is only defined by what you remember of it. Sometimes the mind can distort and hallucinate things that didn't actually happen, like the Mandela effect. So when you go back to the past and you look at things and it says, hey, do you remember when that happened? And then your brain goes, no, I don't know if that happened or not. And you go and look back pictures and you start forming a confirmation bias about things that maybe have happened or didn't happen. And you're like, I don't know. So that's why they say your memory isn't really trusted. So I guess what's most important is the present. Because if you go and you're stuck in the past all the time, the past didn't happen. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Because no matter how much you remember the past, it's always going to be different than what actually happened because you're not going to remember it. You're not going to remember it. It's going to be really hard to. No matter what you do. Also, it's also how they say, too, when you meet a person for the first time, it's not about what you said, it's about how you made them feel. So, like, memories and emotions tend to be more strongly associated with feelings rather than what actually happened. So if you like talk to somebody in the past and you made them feel like bad, they're gonna remember that more than like what actually happened, you know? So life advice, always be nice to people. Always be nice to people. I don't know. I feel like that's such basic information that people should know. That's a thing that you should learn when you're like a kid, but most people don't. Treat others the way you would want to be treated, but a lot of people can't even follow that basic thing. I'm trying to remember what other shows I've watched back then. I don't watch a lot of shows. I watch a lot of anime. Although recently I've been reading a lot more. I go through cycles, as I always like to call it. I go down cycles where I'll go through like intense sessions of like binge reading / binge watching things, and I switch hobbies all the time. So I'll go through like a fanfic phase and I'll read a bunch of fan fiction for different fandoms or a specific fandom. And then I'll switch to like right now I'm in my web novel / light novel phase. So I'm reading a lot of web novels. I'm reading a lot of web novels / C novels / light novels. So I'm really into that right now. And then before that, I was really into manga. So I was really into cooking manga specifically. I was rereading a bunch of old cooking manga, as well as finding new ones. I was like, wow, cooking manga is great. I'm gonna try all these recipes. Oh, drink water. And also gotta take my medicine. Okay. What was I talking about? I forgot. I forgot what I was talking about. Uh-oh. I forgot. Anyways, we'll just talk about something else. A long time ago, I played this really cool psychological game. It's a free game. It's a really short, well, not really short, but it's a game called Ego, I believe. Is it? Let me look. No, yeah, it's called Alter Ego. It's written like a cookie clicker type mobile game, but it's written like a psychological experiment. It's actually a really interesting concept for a game that talks about going through you as a player, navigating your own psychosomosis, like mind. So it starts off with you coming to this world, talking to the character there, and she doesn't have a name. She's just there. And she's supposed to represent, I believe, the id. No, I forgot. I think she's the superego. Something like that. It's based off of the psychological concept of like ego, id, and superego. So she's one of them. I forgot exactly what it was. It's been a while since I played it. But you talk to her and you were like, oh, she explains the world to you. And she's like, hey, we're in this world to kind of see where you fall on this end of the scale, to the spectrum. But we're going to have you learn about yourself. So you answer a really short questionnaire, and then you start going through each of, like, it's like a cookie clicker game. So as the things pass by, the stuff that passes by is based off of what you answered. And depending on what you get and the questions that you answer, it actually gives you like a personality type quiz. So depending on what you get, it gives you like certain responses that float by that you have to click on that influence your progression towards ego or superego or id. And then as it goes by, you talk more with this girl and she recommends you books. And the more books that you read, the more quotes that you pick up that are also popping up that are more closely related to either your ego or your superego. And these are like really famous psychological books by, you know, Carl Jung or Metamorphosis by like really, really well-known philosophers talking about the identity of the self. And it's actually a really, really interesting game that goes through talking about like, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be you? Are you your mind? What are you? Like, are you what you are made of your past history? Are you, at what point do you exist? When do you gain consciousness? What is considered yourself? And so the game tries to kind of ask a lot of these questions, which I feel at some points does try to overreach and go into like, oh, we're going to be so floaty and overarching and we're just not going to get to the point of anything. But it is asking very valid questions. And at the very end, you spend a couple of weeks with her, and then at the very end, you're supposed to answer questions of what you believe to be real. And depending on how you answer, I think the first time you answer, you get a certain ending. And then you have to start over and you just continue on, and then you get the superego ending, and then you have to go and do it again, and then get the true ending. There's like two bad endings. One is like you go all the way towards like ego, and the other one you go all the way towards superego. And then the final ending is you realizing who you are, and you basically just say like, I am neither. Spoiler, by the way. The ending I find is kind of lackluster, but it goes like, oh, I am neither. I'm neither super ego or I'm neither ego. I am myself. Yeah, spoilers. I don't know. Is anyone gonna play the game called? Is anyone gonna play that game? Probably not. It's like a really niche game. It's called Alter Ego. But yeah, the character herself, she's kind of written by she's like a little bit like a yandere. She's like, don't forget me. And if you don't come back to the game in a really long time, she's like, where did you go? It's called Alter Ego. She's like, it's like a picture of like a girl with a braid and butterflies. Alter Ego. It's a game like basically written like a personality test / cookie clicker, but it's also an idle game. You just let it sit in the background and you come back to it every once in a while and you have a little discussion about psychology with this girl. Very cool. Very interesting. Very unique. It's a mobile game. It's not a Steam game, it's a mobile game. But if you ever wanted a game that was like a personality test, there it is. Talks about really interesting stuff. Also the book recommendations that she gives you. If you talk to her once in a while, she'll give you a different book recommendation. She'll be like, oh, I'll give you something to read. Come back in like a week and let me know how it goes. And you could actually have a discussion with her about the book. You get to pick options about what you thought about the book. And she will tell you what she thought about the book. Because she's like, oh, I've been here for so long. I know about all these books. So we can talk about it. Come back in a week and read it. So I find that really cute, kind of, that the game included that. They were like, oh, we'll give you a book recommendation about psychology. Read it, come back, talk about it with this character. And they'll give you a little summary of the book. And then you go back and you pick a different book and you read it. It's a really good way to get like, especially if you're interested in psychology. I know it's like a very niche subject that not a lot of people like, but it's very interesting. Hello, hi, hello, welcome, how are you? Spiritual Agronaut, that's a cool name. Hi. What? 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 Hello? Hi, Farron. Hello, you too. I just applied for a major in psychology. Ooh, then it's a good game for you. I'm doing good, just a bit sleepy. Nice. How about you? Yeah, I'm thinking about aping, maybe. It's like 1:27, so I don't know. I might go to bed soon. Give it like 20 minutes or so. I don't know. Who knows? We'll think about it. Vibing. In the meantime, we're just vibing. Talking about mobile games. It's late. I don't know what time it is for you. What time is it? Is it also the same time? We're just yapping. Like I always do. I think that was probably one of the very few different indie mobile games I've played in a while. It's about 1:30 a.m. for me. Yeah, it's about the same time for me too. It's 1:28 a.m. I only got home at midnight. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's late. I can't imagine working night shifts. I think I'd be really sad. I mean, not that I like waking up early in the morning, but I don't know. Being out, leaving the house at like, wow, I'm gonna go to work at 3 p.m. and I'm gonna get home at 2 in the morning. That sounds really sad. Not that. What? Trying to plan a date at the moment? Ooh, what are you thinking? What do you think? My girlfriend wanted to go to the movie theater at almost 10 p.m. for some reason. I didn't know they had movies open that late. I thought movie theaters close at 10. Like the last movie showing usually is at 8 or 9. I know it's been a really long time since I've last been to a movie theater. Yeah, it was a sketchy one. Ooh. Are you guys the type of people when you go to movie theaters to like go all out to buy popcorn and candy and drinks or stuff, or do you bring your own stuff? Do you smuggle in your own snacks? I always smuggle in my own snacks. I bring a bag and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna bring like a little bag of candy. Although sometimes movie theater popcorn does hit different. Although, I don't know. I prefer watching movies by myself at home too. We were gonna be planning to try and do Discord movie nights, but also you want to start doing more stargazing like we used to do when we were kids. Oh, that's cute. You're not supposed to bring snacks in, and part of the experience is food that you don't normally get. SMH. Hey, what are you? The movie theater police? Are you the movie theater police? Like, I'm kidding. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. Pretty much. What? You have a job at the movie theater? They don't lose anything. The movie theater snacks are expensive. But that sounds nice. Stargazing sounds nice. Unfortunately, where I live, it's like, I don't know. It's really hard finding good places to stargaze. Because light pollution. I remember one time, I used to really want to see the stars at nighttime. And I was like, oh, well, I could find somebody with a car back when I was in school. Back when I lived in the dorm, I was like, you know, it'd be really nice to like go out at 3 a.m., find somebody with a car, drive all the way out like an hour into the like middle of nowhere, and go to like farmland area and then just look at the stars. But I never got to do that. I think I ended up just wandering around at nighttime. I wandered around with a friend at midnight. That's how you get robbed? No, it wasn't. I mean, at one point we did get stalked by a car, but, you know. Walk at places where there's streetlights. Don't go through sketchy neighborhoods like we did. I talked with her about me getting a few mosquito lanterns and putting an inflatable mattress on the bed of my truck, and we just chilling back. That sounds really nice. You said a random person? Oh, like taking a car? No, it wouldn't be a random, totally random person, but it'd be somebody that I knew. Like, I'd find somebody with a car, and I'd be like, hey, we should, yeah, like, can we go to like the middle of nowhere and look at the stars? Which does sound like a date, I guess, but like I just really wanted to go out and look at the stars. I looked up a star map and everything. I was like, hey, where is the place where the least amount of light pollution? There's maps like that out there. Unfortunately, it's so far away that I just gave up on the idea because I was like, it's really far. Is it worth it? But I think nowadays there are areas where you can do things at night, like, you know, lock-ins? You can do that for aquariums. So you can actually volunteer, or not really volunteer, you can pay to stay after hours at a museum, and you can sleep on the floor. They give you a sleeping bag. You can sleep on the floor of the museum or an aquarium, and you can just stay there overnight. Very cool. They have like nighttime activities. You get to see stuff at nighttime. You get to wander around. It's really nice. Those maps are helpful. You can stargaze like that in Wayne's World. I don't know where that is. There's a perfect spot about 3 miles away from Kamisama. 3 miles away from me on the top of a hill overseeing a cornfield. Okay, that depends on where you live. Because I used to live near a city, and the light pollution wasn't very good. It was really, really, really bright. You know, you go outside, you look up, and you see at most maybe 3 stars, and then 2 of those are airplane lights. I'm like in the middle of nowhere? Yeah, that's why. One time I went camping. I went camping in the middle of nowhere. Like, okay, not in the middle of nowhere. I was in the middle of, where was I? I was in the Grand Canyons. I was camping in the Grand Canyons. And I remember, first of all, I saw a giant raven. Second of all, I remember being so dead tired of hiking all day that I just passed out and I did not wake up. There's multiple? Yeah. Yeah. Multiple. You've never been? I recommend. Anyways, you're up there in the mountains. Super nice guy, apparently. I wasn't awake for it, but, like, I went with relatives. And they apparently were telling me that it was super pretty outside at night. Like, clear sky. Super Milky Way, like, just the sky covered in stars. Like a picture. Like a picture frame. It was really, really cool. But I never got to see it because I was so tired. I just slept through it. But I wish I did. I want to go camping again. I thought it was the Grand Canyon. I don't know. Maybe. There's Grand Canyons. Technically, the place is one big multiple canyons joined together, so canyons. There are multiple, yeah. There's different places of the Grand Canyon that you could go to. There's lots of different types of canyons. There is the one, I forgot what state it's in. Oh. Hello. Hello, Leland Miller. Hi. Hi. We're talking about the Grand Canyon and hiking and looking at the stars, stargazing. There's also the Little Grand Canyon in Georgia. Ooh, I've never been. I've never been. Doesn't the Appalachian Mountains run through Georgia and Tennessee and like a bunch of other places? I forgot. You're talking about the Grand Canyon in Arizona? Yeah. There's also that other place in Utah. I forgot the name. It's like I'm thinking about Banff National Park, I think. Or am I thinking about Canada? I'm really confused. I don't remember. No, it is. I think it's Banff National. No, that's Canada. That's British Columbia. I don't know. I forgot. I've been to so many places that I don't remember. The top of Georgia. Cool. The only thing that I remember about Georgia is that it has red clay that's unique to that state. They've got the Georgia red clay. You go digging in any you go digging along any river, a lot of red clay. Too much clay? It's cool. It's kind of fun. It's nice. You're like, wow, this is cool. I've never seen this much orangish red clay. Have you ever seen The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch? What the heck? Is that a game? No. Is that a video game? I know the US has a lot of like really cool. It's a show. Ooh, cool. Is it like Ripley's Believe It or Not? I know that the US has a lot of really cool abstract art museums. Like there's that one place in Ohio, or is it Utah or somewhere like that? There's this one place that's built like a really eccentric grocery store. I forgot what it's called. I remember seeing it on like TikTok a long time ago where they were like, oh, there is a building that is essentially built like a museum that you can go in and you can look at all of the really weird art installations that are just odd grocery store items. It's like, oh, would you like cereal that is human toenails? Would you like this? Would you like fish? Omega Mart? Yeah, Omega Mart. Yeah. There's like I think the creator has something also similar in another place, but it's not like Omega Mart. It's like built into the door of a jukebox. Like, I don't know. Some of these are very odd or interesting. I remember like reading about the different places and looking online. Yeah, the House of Eternal Returns. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Really interesting stuff. I can't really... What goes on in the mind of some people? Some people are like, you know what I want to do? I'm going to create this. Fun. Very interesting. I want to go. If I ever have like... I don't know. If I ever decide to go on a road trip or something. If I ever want to travel and I want to go to, I don't know, Utah or Ohio or whatever, maybe I'll visit. They're kind of out of the way though. They're not really along anywhere. They're a destination to travel to. It's not like you go to like a big city and being like, oh, I'm gonna go to this one specific exhibit. It's like something that you traveled to and that's really the only thing in the area. But maybe if I'm ever around there, it'd be cool to check out. Fun fact, the creators of those, Meow Wolf, actually got the name by picking 2 words out of a hat. Nice. That's like the good old days of username randomizers. People used to make up names by just mashing the randomize name button and it would give you a name. They used to have those for MMORPGs. They got rid of them, I don't know why. They were really good at giving you like the weirdest name possible, like random number / name generators. You just keep pressing the button. It's great. I have a couple of old game usernames that I've made up because of those username generators. That was fun. Your voice gives me tingles. Thank you. Yeah. We're just vibing. I've heard that. They're like, oh, your voice is relaxing. That's nice. I don't actually have an ASMR mic, but I just kind of yap. I can't hear myself. I turned myself off. I'm actually not listening to myself right now. Personally, I like doing this type of ASMR where I just talk. And I'm just talking normally into the mic. Because, I don't know, I find a lot of ASMR on here is like ear licking. There's like a lot of ear licking ASMR on Twitch. Or like whisper ASMR, I don't know. That I don't like that. So I don't do it because then I have to listen to it. And that's not my thing. IGF working on her art right now, so she doesn't call me this late. I like the yap in ASMR, yeah. Yeah, I like yapping. It usually ends up just being the most random topics ever, though. I talk so much sometimes that I start getting hiccups. Like my, what's it called? Like I inhale so much air and then it gets stuck in my chest. It's really weird. It's like a really weird feeling. Anyways. Yeah, like it's like I don't know. Like getting you talk so much and like a gas bubble kind of forms. You have to like you know. That's how it goes. Anyways, it's been almost 2 hours. 2 hours, 20 minutes? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's like the way that I talk or if it's the way that I don't know if it's the way I talk or if it's like the way I breathe or something like that, but it's really weird. I only get it when I'm streaming and I'm like specifically doing a lot of talking. Like if I'm playing a game and it requires a lot of dialogue, a lot of speaking dialogue, I get that. But good night, turtle. Yeah, I'm about to head off too. I need to go to bed. It's almost 2 a.m. I need to wake up early tomorrow. But I will be back tomorrow playing a video game. We might continue Skyrim. We might play Monster Hunter. Or we might play a game. Journey or Paper Trail or something like that. But yeah, thank you for the follow, Spiritual Argonaut. I am going to go to bed. Good night, everybody. Thank you all for stopping by. Bye-bye. I don't know if you can hear me. Probably. Yes, you can, actually. Yes, you can. Good night. Let's see who is on. Ooh. Oh, nice. Let's see here. I'm gonna send you guys off to May or Faye, one of them. They're playing Wingcraft. But anyways, have a good night, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow, and we enjoy. I don't know. Have a good night. Bye bye.